So Chapter 2 Season 3 is here, and holy, there's just so much to talk about. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today I want to give you my first thoughts about Chapter 2 Season 3. I just played it. It's currently 5:18 in the morning Central Time. I just played it for about 3 hours. I think it was a little less or a little more, something like that. I turned my stream on, I looked at a bunch of the leaks, and I just played. And I jumped into Arena. I was, looking into the loot pool, looking into new items. Like, what's all going on with this season? Well, first and foremost, the new map is out, and wow, I am severely shocked. I mean, really, I am so shocked that they did what they did. They changed the map so much. When they had the water all over the place for those couple of days and the zones were all crazy and stuff, I kept telling everybody, hey, look, there's no reason to freak out. This is temporary. This is like the bridge between what's happening now and what we're going to. But never did I actually think that them giving us a couple of days of water zones was actually going to lead to them flooding the map. That's crazy. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just a very big change. This doesn't feel like a new season. This feels like a new chapter. This feels like a new map that we're exploring. There's so much different, so many things that are still around, gone, returned, and we just have to talk about it all. So let's jump in, and first and foremost, let me give my disclaimer. This is a non-scripted video. I'm just really ripping off the cuff. It might be a little bit of a long one, but I do want to just really rip into my initial thoughts after like a few hours of gameplay. So sorry for the long intro, but let's jump into it. This season is crazy, it's wacky, it's zany. There's helicopters, crash pads, hunting rifles have returned, bolt sniper rifles. I mean, there's all this fun stuff. There's mythic grapplers. There's all this crazy stuff that is in the game that makes for a really, really crazy experience. And, it's really reminiscent of the old days of Fortnite and, just the crazy stuff and the crazy antics that could happen. And that's awesome. But, and this is a really big but, I am really disappointed with and frustrated with the fact that Epic has this lack of desire to ever really give the game a good competitive mode and a good casual mode, and they have forced the game to become synonymous, or the two to become synonymous with one another. They force whichever loot pool is really going on to stay going on, and like crash pads. Let's just start there. Crash pads are now in Arena. Everything is in Arena, it seems, and I just don't really get it. But I'm not super frustrated about it, but I do need to talk about that because my first impressions are the loot pool is ridiculous. It's way too diverse. There's a ton of useless items, there's a ton of zany items, and I'm not saying that it's all bad for competitive, but I definitely don't think that the loot pool can stay like this. It's just not healthy for competitive, and it's healthy for like the marketing of the game to have all these crazy items in the game and forcing the players to play competitive tournaments with it and having people see all the crazy stuff that's going to happen. But there's got to be a little give and take on both sides, right? Like you have to be able to create a fun game and a good competitive experience if you're going to support that at all. And that's where Epic has really just kind of always missed the mark with Fortnite. They sometimes have like a competitive loot pool, sometimes like last season crash pads weren't in. So I don't know where that line is drawn for Epic. I really don't know why and how or who decides these things. But I think this is my biggest complaint with the game right now in terms of my first initial thoughts, my first day with the game. The loot pool is just it's not healthy. Second thoughts, and this is a pretty big one as well. We have mythic POIs and mythic items. I don't like them. I don't like the concept of overpowered weapons, and I don't have a good experience with them yet, so I'm going to be honest. I don't even know where they all spawn yet. I got my hands on the catty place. I can't even think of what it's called right now. So there's like a mythic shotgun and a mythic launcher. We'll talk about that. There's a mythic drum gun and a mythic grappler and some other mythics. But my general thoughts are the same, and hear me out. This is going to take a little bit of time, so I don't know how concrete I am in my feeling of this particular topic, but I'm not a fan of mythics. I'm not a fan of mythic POIs, and more importantly, I am a massive hater of NPCs AIs, henchmen's. We have these marauder things roaming around in like a literal squad teaming in solos. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't like henchmen. This is another really big complaint of mine. I don't like all this crazy music that plays all over the place. I just want to play Fortnite, man. Like, add more players to the map. Don't give me NPCs to duel and fight giant squads of people while I'm also trying to, achieve a victory royale and battle royale. So I'm not a fan of mythics, not a fan of mythic POIs, henchmen, NPCs, anything like that. Third, pretty big complaint. What is this charged shotgun? It's so bad. I don't get it. It's very, very bad. It has potential to be strong. It has potential to charge up and do damage. It has potential to do some cool damage at range. Honestly, it feels like a fun weapon. It feels like a dog meat fun weapon. I feel like you can trick shot with this weapon better than you can use it as a shotgun. And it's just weird. I'm not a fan. I don't know what to do with this thing. So we're definitely in tac shotgun meta, boys, which is, there's an epic and legendary tac shotgun still in the game. So that's a thing. But again, talking about the loot pool, I don't think this is healthy for the game. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, these are things that, and when you know how Epic operates, you know what to just how to feel about things. These are things that I'm complaining about, but I expect zero changes on. Like, this is the game they've developed. This is the game they created. This is the game that we play, and it's important to always voice your opinions, sure, and that's why I'm doing it here as well as just being a personality myself and having my opinion. But this is what we're playing, so definitely strap in. I'm not a huge fan of the loot pool. I don't like mythics. I don't like NPCs, and I definitely don't like this charged shotgun. As far as like some of these new consumables, cool. They're tossed in. It's not a big deal. The map being covered in water, this is going to take me some time. I don't know if I like the map. I do like the map. The map is fun. Let me rephrase. I actually like the map a lot. I think it's fun. There's a lot of mobility. There's cool stuff. Helicopters in competitive or like arena mode, because that's what I was playing. Not so sure. Crash pads in, not so sure. I didn't ride a shark because I never carried a fishing rod with me, so I don't know. That's cool, it's fine. Ultimately, I had a lot of fun. So I'm not sitting here just crapping on the game. I actually had a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed my first few hours with the season. I'm actually, the reason I'm making this is because I want to go to sleep so I can wake up and play the game more. So there's some cool stuff, man. There's a lot to be discovered here. Oh, loot pool wise, I can't believe I didn't even bring this up. Apparently there's chug jugs. Maybe they're not in the game yet, or at least I didn't run into it. It was in the trailers. Chug splashes have returned. That's great, man. I complained since chapter 2 started that it just made no sense that the chug splashes were gone to begin with. So chug splashes making a return. It's great to have good heals in the game. It's great to have a nice healthy loot pool, but we're definitely somewhere in between, and that's part of the frustration and the thing I just don't quite understand. Like, I definitely feel like what the game felt like, the couple 2-3 hours that I played of Arena felt like 2-3 hours of me playing solo pubs. And the reason why I don't think I'm too frustrated or upset with the state of the game right now is because I had fun. I enjoyed myself, but I don't think that this is going to be conducive of a good and thriving competitive scene. I am seeing a lot of competitive players complaining and frustrated and unaccepting of the map changes, of the loot pool, of the shotgun changes, making jokes about mythics being still in the game. So there's some really interesting things that are gonna take place. But with all things, I like to come at you guys with a very grounded and realistic perspective. I think we need more time. We need more time to see. I could be wrong about this shotgun. Maybe you just have to land the nastiest headshot. I don't know, but 3 shots on most of these shotguns, I think, unless you have the mythic. And it's got the charge mechanic that I don't fully think is even that usable, and I don't know, man. Sometimes I would flick that thing and I would hit for 25, and sometimes I'd flick and I'd hit for like 180 or 150 or something. So there's some potential there, but ultimately, tactical shotgun is the consistency. Now, the shockwave launcher is awesome. The glider grappler, really similar to like the Batman grappler, if y'all remember that. You just grapple and glide, so that one's probably better than Sky's, I think, in terms of balance. And then the drum gun, I only got my hands on it once, and it felt nerfed from the Midas drum gun, but I don't know. And regardless, there's only one in the entire game, and I'm just not a huge fan of mythics. So you're definitely gonna have to let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This is going to be a very divisive season. There is a lot of controversy going on, and like I said, from my perspective with all things, I think it's going to take a lot of time, a little bit of discovery, and feeling things out. So no cars in the game yet. We know that's coming, and apparently the way that the season is going to work is like over time the water's going to kind of, you know, like deteriorate or evaporate up, or, you know, recede back into the ocean, or whatever. Well, I don't know, whatever. So we'll probably get more land. So that's why I don't think I'm too stressed out about the current state of like the actual map itself. That actually doesn't bother me. I'm worried about the loot pool. I'm worried about the stinkers, the weird shotguns, and I don't know, just some of the weird stuff that's going on with it. But ultimately, I had fun, and that's good, because I think that a stale game is just as bad as a zany and crazy version of the game, and ultimately we're all going to play it anyway. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I appreciate you for sticking with me on this one. Like I said, totally unscripted. I just wanted to kind of rip my thoughts off the top of the head and share it with you guys as quickly as possible. So yeah, crazy times, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out the video, and I'll see you on the next video.